Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to understand flowchart for instruction cycle. In our previous video, we have seen what is meant by an instruction cycle and what are the fetch and decode phases of the instruction cycle has already been discussed. So these are the phases of the instruction cycle. In this, we have covered fetch and decode phase of the instruction cycle. In this class, we will try to understand the remaining two phases. So they are read the effective address from memory if the instruction has an indirect address. If the instruction, so the clear description about indirect address and the different types of instructions that are possible, it is memory reference instruction, register reference instruction and IO instructions. So the different types of instructions that are available on this basic computer has already been discussed in our previous videos. So if the memory, if the instruction is having the indirect address, so how to read the effective address, so that we have to understand, and also the execute phase of the instruction also we will try to understand in this class. So we will try to understand those concepts by using the flowchart of the instruction cycle. So the flowchart of this instruction cycle is in this way. So in our previous class we have covered these two phases. So these two phases, which is fetch and the decode phase. So this is at time t0 and t1 we are going to fetch the instruction. So the value that is stored in the memory location is getting stored into the instruction register. See here, memory address location. Based upon it, the content is getting transferred to instruction register and the program counter is getting incremented. With that, the fetch instruction is going to happen. In the decode instruction, based upon the opcode, we are going to decide what kind of operation it is. So these 3 bits will get decoded. And this is the address part. The address part will get transferred to address register. So now the next phase is if the address part is an indirect address. So how to decide how to read the memory location. So how to read the effective address if it is an indirect address, that we will try to understand. So now, based upon the values in the instruction register from 12th bit to 14th bit, we are going to decide whether the D value is D7 or not. So based upon that, we are going to decide what kind of instruction it is. If these bits are 111, so as we have already discussed, so how those instructions are categorized based upon the opcode bit. So from 0 to 6 we are going to decide. So with the binary values 000 through 110, we are going to decide that it is a memory reference instruction. If it is 111 and the address mode is 0, it is a register reference instruction. If it is 111 and the address mode is 1, it is a IO reference instruction. So these concepts has already been discussed. So if these values are having a 0, it is an direct address mode, and if this value is having a address mode bit as 1, it is indirect address mode. So the content, so here, based upon the D7 value, if it is D7, we are going to come this way and we are going to decide based upon the I value. So based upon the I value, if the I value is 0, it is a register reference instruction. If the I value is 1, it is an IO reference instruction. Okay, so based upon those bits we can decide. So if it is D7, we are going to decide whether it is register or IO reference instruction based upon the address mode bit. If it is 0, register reference. If it is 1, IO reference instruction. So after that, at the time T3, so far we have covered T2. So at the time T3, we are going to execute. If it is an IO instruction, we are going to execute IO instruction. So we are going to execute register reference instruction if it is a register reference instruction. So how this execution is done, we are going to understand every instruction in a clear way in our later coming videos. Right now, if it is If it is not D7, if it is not D7, which means it is obviously going to be, if this code is not 111, it means that this code is not 111 means it is a memory reference instruction. Okay, so if it is memory reference instruction, what happens is, based upon the value of I, if the value of I is 0, so nothing has to be done, because if the value of I is 0 means it is a direct address. The address has already been transferred to address register. Okay, so now what, with this address register, what we have to do, we have to fetch the operand value from this from the memory. So based upon this address, we have to get the operand value. So that getting the operand value, we will do it in the execute phase of the memory reference instruction. So in our later videos, we will try to understand every instruction, every memory instructions. In the next video, we are going to understand every memory reference instruction. In that instruction, in that execution of the memory reference instruction, we will try to understand, we will try to get the operand which is stored at this address. If it is a direct address, at time t3, so this point is very important. So at time t3, nothing is done. So the system sits idle. Okay. At time t3, if it is indirect address mode, which means if this address bit is 1, it is an indirect address mode. So in the indirect address mode, what we have to do, we have to get the effective address. In order to get the effective address, one more memory reference has to be done. So the discussion about indirect and direct address mode has already been done. There we have seen that if it is an indirect address mode, two memory references are to be done to get the effective address. So first reference we are going to get the memory. In the second reference we are going, that is what we call it as effective address. There we are going to get the operand. So now if it is an indirect address mode, what we have to do, based upon the address that is stored in the memory address, so based upon the address register, based upon the address that is stored in the address register, we have to fetch the effective address. So at this address, the effective address is there. Okay, so at this address, the effective address is there. For example, if this is the address 10, so the decimal equivalent of this is 10. So here we are going to add, we are going to have the address, so the effective location. For example, if it is 1100, okay, so all the remaining bits are zeros. So it means that this is the effective address, this is the effective address, and this address will get transferred to address register. So the new value in the address register is 1100. See here, so if it is at the T3, if it is indirect address mode, so the memory location, so based upon these timing signals, the hardwares will get connected. So the connections of the hardware has we have clearly visualized in our previous video. In the fetch and the decode phase, we have clearly visualized how the hardwares are getting connected based upon the timing signals. So this is the job of the control unit. So we think that you can easily visualize when T3 happens, how the memory location. So what are the registers or the processors, what are the registers that needs to be activated in order to do this job. So those lines will get connected whenever T3 is 1. So based upon our requirement, the control signals are going to activate accordingly those components of the processor. So the hard wires will get connected in that way based upon this timing signals. So whenever T3 is getting activated, the address, so the value in the address register, based upon this value, the memory location will get activated. So here we are having 10010, which means 10th location will get activated, and the value in this address will get transferred to the address register. That is why we are having 1100. So this is what we call it as effective address. Based upon this address, we are going to fetch the operand. When it is going to be done? It is going to be done whenever we are going to execute memory reference instructions. So we will try to understand each and every memory reference instruction, and also each and every register reference instruction, and also each and every input output instructions in our later coming videos. So hope you got the clarity on this concept, and this concept is very important to understand. Our suggestion is to watch this video as many times as possible until you get the clarity. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is very much helpful to you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.